Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. All right. Shalom. Yeah, how about you, man? With Shah Barakathum. Yeah, with Shamar Lathum by Shimei with Shah. ISUBK, Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Durham, North Carolina Sabbath service. Right? Preaching officer Mahayar. Holding it down with me, preaching officer Yanazar. Right? Will help me conduct the Sabbath service. So at this time, we will be, commencing. So, brother, if you could, Baba Kashar, so blow the horn to get it started. Sound correct? All right. So a midium, which means to stand. Wapanyak Kodam, which means rise and face the east. You can use that wireless one too. We start off with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Haya. Aisha. Ba'aratazar. Kawa. Haya. Bashamayim. Nathanawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawum. Wasalaknawa. Kabawafanawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafyanawa. Wala'ah. Zabiyayanawa. Banasaya 1. Abol. Hawashayanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwath. Waha'ala. Wahatharparith. La'ai Walamyam. Aman.
In English, our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Thy
will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
The prayer of Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Salakia. Yahweh Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. Baba Kashah. Lathanawa. Hakak. La Para'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hakak. La Tahar. Hamatazarium. Okay. Hamatazarium. Hakak, Lahaquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rawakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahawashai, the water Aman.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why Mayaka Allah? Why Alahayim? Matazabaya. Alawap Yahana. Alawapium. Hasaranyam. Hakotazayanyam. Hakayoyam. Wahagwatium. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
In English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
The 121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha,
Ayanya,
Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Ma'ayun, Yaba'a, Izaria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazar, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regolka, Al-Yanawum, Shemarka, Hana, Salakia, Hana, La'a, Yanawum, Wala'a, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamum, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makaurai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Mayatha, Wa'id-Iwalam.
In English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The
Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade.
The Lord is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
The
Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
He
shall preserve thy soul.
The
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
From
this time forward.
And
even forevermore.
The 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Thakarash. Wa Al-Tashakwat. Al-Kayahana. Awabiaka. Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka,
Ya'irayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha,
Ya'itazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a,
Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada, Kaya,
Nawa Aitazawa,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Alyaka,
Bariyaf, Yakarathwa,
Aholia,
Adawam, Wa Yashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba,
Wahagarium,
Gabal, Wa I'm a one,
Wa
I'm a lock,
Palashath,
I'm Yashabia,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Zarawai, Yashabia, Namislaki, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham,
Kamadian,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Kiyabian, Banakol, Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayan Dara, Hayawa, Daman,
La'adama,
Shayatamwa, Nada,
Yabmawa,
Kairab, Wakazabak, Wakatazol,
Mana'ai,
Kal Nasaya Kamwa,
Ashar,
Amarwa, Nayarasha,
Lanawa,
Af, Na'awath,
Alahayam,
Alahaya, Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kakwash, Lapanya Raraka, Ka'ash, Fabia Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam,
Khan,
Faradapma,
Basa Irika,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Babahalam,
Babahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Qualawan,
Qualawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Panyaham, no, Salakia, Wayabaholwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Ijaid,
Aid,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadawa,
Wayadayawa,
Kaya Atha,
Kayatha,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Al-Kaharatazar.
Al-Kaharatazar. In the English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against.
Thy
hidden one.
Thy hidden one.
They have said.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarene. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As Zabah. And as Zalmunna. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood. And as a flame. Setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. Make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let me put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. Sir, me the turn. But if you could just hold on one more time. Yeshab, which means to be seated. All right, so we're going to pick back up where the brothers left off last week, which was the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 9 is where we'll be picking it up, right? So what you want to do, if you would like to tag along, for those listening, you can go to blueletterbible.org. Right. In the top, just type in Numbers 18. Right. Type in Numbers 18. Scroll down to verse 9. You'll see a word on the side in a little blue box that says tools. You want to click that. Right. So you'll be able to follow along as we read, right? So we're going to pick up in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 9. All right. And now, hey, Shalom, you have what you thought? What's going on? Right. And I'll start this section off, right? Zaha. Yahaya. Lak. Makwadash, Hakwadashium, Man. Ha'ash. Cow. Qua. Quara. 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 Banum. Lacau. Mana. Manaka. Manaka. Mana Khatham. So like Mana Khatham. Wala cow. Kata Atham. Wala cow. Ashamam. Ashamaz. Ashar. Yasha Yabwa. Count the one. Laya. Quadash. Quadashium. Lak. Hawa. Wala bunyak. Slagio. Wala bun. Wala bunyaka. Yeah, that makes more sense. Verse 10. Ba Quadash. Haquadashium. Tha'a Kal. Tha'aka Lanwa. Tha'a Kal Nawa. Cow. Zakar. Ya'akal. Athwa. Quadash. Yahaya. Yahaya.
Yeah, bring me water.
Luck.
Throw it out of one.
Verse 11. Huh? No, that's yours.
Oh, I got one out of one. Salakia.
No, we can. Salakia
out of one.
Waza. Luck. Thara. Wamath. Matha. Mathanum. Lakau. Thana Wapath. Banya. Salagi. Yasha'ala. Lak. Nathathium. Walabun yaka. Walabun yaka. Yes. Walabun the yak. Wala bun the yaka. Thak. Laquash. La Salakia. La Lakaqua. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this way. Hmm? All right. La. Oh no. Iwalum. Cow. Tahawar. Baba Yathka. Ya'akal. Athwa. Verse 12. Cow. Kalab. Yatazahar. Wakal. Kalab. Thayara Wash. wada gun. Ra'ash yatham. Ashar yatanwa. Laya hawa.
La Yahweh.
Laya hawa. The water. Lock. Nathathium. Verse 13. Baka wa raya. Cow. Ashar. Ba'aratism. Ashar. Yaba ya awa. La Yahawa. Lock. Yahaya. Cow. Tahawar. Baba Yathak. Ya'akal Noah. Verse 14. Cow. Karam. Bayashar al. Lock.
Yeah, that's Yasha'Allah.
Oh, so lock it. Bayasha Allah. Lock. Yahaya. Right, you deserved it. That was cow. So like in verse 15. Cow. Patar. Rakam. Lakau. Bashar. Ashar. Yakwara Yabwa. Yakwara Yabwa. Laya Hawa. Ba'adam. Waba Bahama. Yahaya. Lak. Ak. Bada. So like it put pata. So like it put pada. Tapada. Ah. Bakawar. Ha'adam. Wa'af. Pa. So like it bakawar. Habaha ma. Hata ma'a. Fapada. Verse 16. Which last one. Wapad waya wa. Wapad waya wa. Mabun. Kadash. Tapada. Ba'ai rakat. Kasap. Kamashaf. Shakwala yam. Bashakwal. Hakwadash. Aishar yam. Gara. Hawa'a. Verse 16. You could Baba Kashab pick back up at verse 9.
In English?
Khan.
Khan. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 9 in English. This shall be thine of the most holy things, reserved from the fire every oblation of theirs, every meat offering of theirs, and every sin offering of theirs, every trespass offering of theirs, which they shall render unto me, shall be most holy for thee and for thy son. Verse 10, in the most holy place shalt thou eat it. Every male shall eat it. It shall be holy unto thee. Verse 11, and Salakia, and this is thine, the heave offering, or their gift, with all the wave offerings of the children of Israel, I have given them unto thee, and to thy sons and to thy daughters with thee, by a statute forever. Every one that is clean in thy house shall eat of it. Verse 12, all the best of the oil, and all the best of the wine, and of the wheat, the first fruits of them, which they shall offer unto the Lord, them have I given thee. So all of this, get all the good stuff, right? That's all right. Verse 13, Salaki. And whatsoever is first ripe in the land which they shall bring unto the Lord shall be thine. Everyone that is clean in thine house shall eat of it. Verse 14, everything devoted in Israel shall be thine. Verse 15, everything that openeth the matrix in all flesh, which they bring unto the Lord, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstlings of unclean beasts shalt thou redeem. Verse 16, and those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem, according to thine estimation, for the money of 5 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs. You want me to pick up 17? Most High in Christ. That's the heavy hitter. Okay, my brother. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Akah, Bakawar, Shawar, Awa, Bakawar, Kashab, Awa, Bakawar, Aiza, La'ah, Zapafa, Kodash, Hum, Af, Demam, Faza, Zarak, Fasarak, Salakia, Al, Hamazabak, Wa'af, Kalabam, Fakwatayar, Ashar, Larayath, Layakaka, La Yahweh. Verse 18, Wabasharam, Yahaya, Laka, Kakaza, Hafana Wapa, Waka Shawak, Waka Shawaka, Shawak, Salakia, Hayamayan, Laka, Yahaya. Verse 19, Cow, Wamath, Hagadashiam, Ashar, Yaria Mawa, or Yarayamwa, Banya Yasha'ala, La Yahweh, Nathathaya, Laka, Wala Banyaka, Wala Banya Fayaka, Afak, Lakakwak, Lakakwa, Lakakwa, Iwalum, Bariath, Malak, Iwalum, Hawa'a, Lapanya, Yahweh, Laka, Wala Zarath, Zara'aika, Wala Zara'aika, Afak. Verse 20. Wayamar Yahweh al Aharon Ba'aratazam La'a Tanakol Wakalak La'a Yahaya Laka Bathawakam Anya Kalakwak Lana Kalafka Wana Kalathaka Bathawaka Banya Yasha Allah. Verse 21. Walabanya Loya Hana Nathathaya Kal Ma'ai War Ma'ai Shar Baya Shara'al Baya Yasha'ala Baya Yasha'ala Baya Sha'ala Salaki I don't want the water Baya Sha'ala La Bakala La Bakala Lana Kala. This is 18 and 21. Kalap, Ibadatham, Ashar, Hum, Abadium, Ath, Ibatha, Ahol, Mawa'id. Verse 22. Wala'ah, Yakarabwa, Iwad, Banya Yasha'ala, Al Ahol, Mawa'id, La Sha'ath, Kata'ah, Lamawath. Verse 23. Wa'ibad, Haloya, Hawa'ah, Ibadath, Ahol, Mawa'id, Wahum, Yasha'awa, Iwanum, Kukwath, Iwalum, Ladarathiacum, Wabathwaka, Banya Yasha'ala La'ah, Yanakolwa, Nakola. 24 should be the last one, right? Con. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 17 in English. But the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 18, and the flesh of them shall be thine, as the wave beast, and as the right shoulder are thine. Verse 19, all the heave offerings of the holy things which the children of Israel offer unto you, the Lord have I given thee, and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, by a statute forever. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord unto thee and to thy seed with thee. Verse 20. And the Lord spake unto Aaron that thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the children of Israel. Verse 18. Salakia, verse 21. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 22. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die. Verse 23. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 24 in the Hebrew. Kaya, Ath, Salakia, Ma'ashar, Banya Yasha'ala, Ashar, Yarayamwa, La Yahawah, Pharaoh, Wama, Nathathaya, La Wayam, Lanakala, Al, Khan, Amarathia, Lahum, Bathawaka or Bathawak, Banya Yasha'ala, La'ah, Yanakolwa, Nakola. Verse 25. Wayadabar Yahweh al-Mashah la Amar. Verse 26. Wa'al Haloya Salakia Haloyum Fadabar wa Amarath Alaham Kaya Fawakawa Ma'ath Banya Yasha'ala Ath Hama Ashar Nathathaya Lakum Ma'atham Banahalathakam Waham Ramatham Mamanawa Farah Wamath Yahweh Ma'ashar Mun Hama Ashar. Verse 27. Wana Kashab Lakam Farawam Mathakam Karagun Mun Hagaron Wakamala'ah Mun Hayakwab. Verse 28. Khan Farayamwa Gum Athum Harayamwa no Farawamath Yahweh Macau Ma'aish Raphiakam Ashar Fakwakawa Ma'ath Banya Yasha'ala Wanathathum Mamanawa Ath Harawamath Yahweh, La Aharon, Hakahan. Verse 29, Makol, Matha, Nathiakum, Tharayamwa, Ath, Kal, Tharayam, Wamath, Yahweh, Makal, Kalabwa, Ath, Makodashwa, Mamanawa. Verse 30. Wa Amarath, Alahum, Baharayam Kam, Baharayam Makam, Ath, Kalabwa, Salakia, Kalabwa, Mamanawa, Wanak Kashab, Lalawayam, Kathawaba'ath, Kathawa'ath, Garun, Wakatha Bawa'ath, Yaquab. That was the last one, Chris. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 24 in the English. But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit.
Because this was a question that we had a few weeks back, right? Well, not a question, but more so we just kind of not 100% sure on that heave offering. But this proves that heave offering, that word is just used to describe an offering. It doesn't mean you just throwing it away or anything like that. It's just a large offering. You know what I'm saying? Because the tithe was described as a heave offering, and as we just saw, the tithe is not being thrown away or not utilized. It's being given to the Levites. You know what I'm saying? As we read in the last few verses, they don't have an inheritance. They never did. The Levites could not own land. They could not farm. They literally had nothing else to do. Like this job we doing here, you know what I'm saying, that we got to try to blend in with, going to the slave. The Levites did this only every day of their lives, period. Nothing else. So that tithe was essential for them to survive. You know what I'm saying? And so, so it's important that we remember when you pay them tithe, make sure you pay your tithe to Command and General Yohana. Let's make sure we say that. Why? Because just like back then, there are brothers who need it. There are sisters who need it. You understand? Those tithes are utilized, to help grow this nation. You know what I'm saying? We continue in the same work that we've been doing, since Israel began. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to point that out. Salaki.
But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore, I have said unto them, among the children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. Verse 25, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 26, thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up an heave offering of it for the Lord, even a 10th part of the tithe.
That's what I want right there. You know what I'm saying? Read that last part one more time.
Then ye shall offer up an heave offering of it for the Lord, even a 10th part of the tithe.
You know what I'm saying? This is where that 10% come from that you always hear, you know what I'm saying, the priest and ISUBK talk about. You know what I'm saying? Your Christian pastor will make it out to believe that you just supposed to give everything. Give the rent, give the light bill, you know what I'm saying? Give that food money, give everything up, you know what I'm saying, to the Lord, and the Lord gonna bless you. And you know what I'm saying, the Lord is a just power, man. You know what I'm saying? And he knows, you know what I'm saying, the oppression and the struggle of his people. And he could ask for 100 goddamn %, but he only asked for a tenth, man. A tenth to give back to the Lord. Like the brother was bringing out, you know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? We need these funds, man. You know what I'm saying? Command Giuliana, you know what I'm saying, is utilizing these funds to the best of his abilities to raise up blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. You understand? And also, you want to read about this, you can go to Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, you know what I'm saying, which speaks about how, you know, the tithes and those offerings, these heave offerings, you know what I'm saying, this money, you know what I'm saying, it's a storehouse for our people, man. It's our own bank. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave us our own banking system, man. You know what I'm saying? You go slave, you go make your money, you give your 10%, you know what I'm saying, you put it in this bank, in the Lord's bank, and guess what? You know what I'm saying? When you need it, it comes right back to you. You need food, you need shelter, you need clothes, you need anything. That money that you putting in comes right back to you, man. You understand?
Most in Christ, if I may. This is something important that we have to understand. You know, this what the Most High set up for us allows us to be independent, man. Right. We didn't have to depend on any other nation, man. We depended on our own merit. Whatever we accomplished, we shared it with each other, and we took care of each other. That's the essence of what this is talking about. That's all I got. I don't
want. Heavy thing, Salakia. What you just said, brother, is so heavy, both of y'all, because the reality is this, is that we trying to build a nation, and black people are always talking about, well, why we got this? Why the Chinese man got this? And the Arab man got this? Well, because they understand that to grow their nation, they got to give up a little bit of selfishness. They got to have a little bit of brotherhood. The Moabites, they'll live 10 deep in the basement under the Chinese restaurant for 8 years until one of them can buy a house. And then they'll stay under there. Then another one will buy a house. Then another one will buy, and they'll just keep doing that. We don't have that, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been ripped off, you know what I'm saying, cut off from our heritage and our history. If we had this Bible, right, that Command and General Yohana under the Isupk since 1969 has been showing is our book, right? Imagine if every black person, Hispanic and Native Indian, paid their tithe to the Isupk. We would rule the earth tomorrow. That's right. You understand? And so that's why it is, you know what I mean? It's not even debatable, man. It's essential. Last thing I'm going to say, Rihanna is now officially a billionaire. She's officially a billionaire. So she's a billionaire. She's like the quickest female billionaire or something like that. She's a billionaire. Jay-Z's a billionaire. Kanye West's a billionaire. What is 10% of $1 billion? $100 million. And they have several. Imagine what what poverty gone. Hunger gone. Imagine the jobs that they can create, the resources they can create. Imagine how many people, black brothers and sisters, we can send to engineering school. We can send to different trade schools so we can learn how to build our own cities. You understand? This Bible is our book, man. Salaki, that's all I
got. If I may, one more thing. We talking about money here. We had a class about a month ago, and in that class it was brought out from the year 1983 until 2019, the Christian church collected $800 billion from just black people. It wasn't counting Hispanic or Native Indian money. It was just counting so-called Negroes, West Indians in America money. The Christian church collected $800 billion. You understand? In that 35, 38-year period. You understand? So what we're saying here is to help our people understand how important it is for us to take care of us, man. That's all. We have to take care of our nation. You know what I'm saying? That's what independence is all about. Verse 27. And this, your heave offering, shall be reckoned unto you as though it were the corn of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress. Verse 28. Thus ye also shall offer an heave offering unto the Lord of all your tithes, which ye receive of the children of Israel. Ye shall give thereof the Lord's heave offering to Aaron the priest. Verse 29. Out of all your gifts ye shall offer every heave offering of the Lord of all the best thereof, even the hallowed part thereof out of it. Verse 30. Therefore, thou shalt say unto them, when ye have heaved the best thereof from it, then it shall be counted unto the Levites as the increase of the threshing floor, as the increase of the wine press. Count one count. Let me do 31. Count one count. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 31 in Hebrew. Wa'akalatham, Akwa, Bakal, Makawawum, Atham, Wabayafakam, Kaya, Shakar, Hawa'a, Lakam, Kalap, Abadafakam, Ba'aho, Mawa'aid. Verse 32. Wala'a, Basha'awa, Aliyawa, Kata'a, Bahar Rayam Makam. About Halabwa, Mamanawa, Wa'a, Kodashia, Banya Yasha'ala, La'a, Bakalolwa, Wala'a, Tamawathwa. The next chapter. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh al-Mashah, Wa'al, Aharon, La Amor. This verse 2, Salakia. Za'af, Kakwath, Hafal, Warah, Shalom, Ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, La Amar, Dabar, Al Banya, Yasha'Allah, Waya Kwakwa, Aliyaka, Parath, Adama, Famayama, Ashar, Ayun, Ba, Mawum, Ashar, La'a, Ila, Aliyah, Al. Verse 3. Wanafatham, Afa, Al, Aliyah Azar, Aliyah Izar, Akahan, Waha, Watazaya, Afa, Al, Makawataza, Lamakana, Washakat, Afa, Lapanyawa. Verse 4. Walakwak, Aliyah Izar, Hakahan, Madama, Ba'ataza, Ba'aiwa, Wahaza, Al, Nakak, Panya, Aho, Mawa'aid, Madaba, Salakia, Madama, Shabai, Pa'imium. Verse 5. This should be the last one, right? Kanawaka. Washarap, Hapara, La Ayanayawa, Ira, Wa'af, Bashara, Wa'af, Dama, Al, Parasha, Yasharap. Go back to 1831, right? This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 31 in English. And ye shall eat in it every place, ye in your household, for it is your reward for your service in the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 32, and ye shall bear no sin by reason of it, when ye have heaved from it the best of it. Neither shall ye pollute the holy things of the children of Israel, lest ye die. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 1 in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, verse 2, this is the ordinance of the law which the Lord hath commanded, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. Verse 3, and ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. Verse 4, and Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. That was the last one, right? Yeah. This is the book of Numbers. We're not calling nobody up. Con, one con. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 6. Walakwak, Hakahan, Itazah, Arazah, or Araz, Wa Azawab, Washanya, Bawala Ais, Waha Shalayaka, Al, Bawaka, Sharapa, Apara. Shalom, Adawam. And the priest, this is Salakia, verse 6. Wakwala wala kwak, Akahan, Itazar, Araza, Wa Azaram, Zawab, Washanya, Fawala Aif, Waha Shalayak, Al, Fawaka, Shalapa, Hapara. We had the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Wakabas, Bagadiawa, Hakahan, Warakataza, Basharawa, Bamayam, Waakar, Yabawa, Al, Hama, Hamakana, Salakia, Hamakana, wa Aima'a, Hakahun, Aid, Ha'irab. In verse 8, wa Hasharab, Atha, Yakabas, Bagadad, Gadadyawa, Bamayam, Barak, Katazawa, Barak, Kata, Salakia, Wara, Kataza, Basharawa, Basharwa, Salakia, Basharwa, Bamayam, Watama'a, Aid, Irab. Verse 9. Wa Asap, Ayash, Tahawor, Apar, Apara, Wahanayak, Wahanayak, Makawataza, Lamakana, Bamakwawam, Tahawor, Wahaya, Wayahafa, La Aidat, Banya Yasha Allah, Lama Shamarwa, Shamara, Lamaya, Nada. Oh, Salaki, other one. I'll read that one over. Yeah, it keeps when I do that at 4. Okay, the water other one. Put it a little. Okay, the water. We good now? We good. Okay, the water other one. We're gonna read verse 9 again. Wa Asap, Ayash, Tahawor, Ath, Apar, Hapara, Wahaniyath, Makawataza, Lamakana, Salakia, Bamakwawum, Tahawor, Wahayatha, La Aidath, Banya Yasha'ala, Lama Shamarath, Lamaya, Nada, Kata'ath, Hawa'ah. Verse 10. Wakabas, Ha'asap-ath, Apar, Hapara-ath, Bagadiawa, Watama'a, Aid, Ha'irab, Wahayatho, Labanya Yasha'ala, Walagar, Hagar, Bawakam, Lakakwath, Iwalum. What's the last one? Verse 11. Hanagai, Bamath, Lakal, Napash, Adam, Watama'a, Shaba'aith, Yamayam. Verse 12. Hawa'a, Yathakata'a, Bawa, Bayawum, Hashala, Yashia, Wabaya Wum, Hashabaya Aya, Yatahar wa'am la'ah. Yatha kata'a bayawum. Ha shalayashia bayawum. Hashabaya I la'ah. Yatahar. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 6, in the Hebrew. In English, Salakia. In English. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until even. Verse 8. And he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until even. Verse 9. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. And it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for water of separation. It is a purification.
So this talking about what? Blood, being touching blood, or unclean with blood, or
I think it was a certain offering that pertaining to that heifer, the cow, actually, that they were bringing to Eliezer. But yeah, count with the blood, with the cow, yeah, count.
They burnt, like when they burnt it, they burnt it with the dung.
That's doodoo.
Yeah, so that that probably got on the fumes.
It's really the blood.
Yeah, that's what the issue lies with Israelites. As far as our customs, we don't deal with blood. We don't consume it, and really, when you come to touching it,
you're unclean.
Deal with it.
Con out of one con. Okay, we're gonna call up number one.
You finished with the first word?
Oh no, Salakia. I was doing 11. And he that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
So that's why going to funerals, or if you go to a funeral or touch a dead body, that's why we have to sit out for 7 days. Be unclean. That's our culture. Like Israelites, I'm saying we doing the funerals every day, man. Like it seems like every weekend it's a funeral, man. Like, so we in contact with. We don't even know that we unclean. We don't even know that we unclean. Understand? We don't forgot about all the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord set forth for us, man. Like, and we wonder why things happening to us. It's because we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's
man.
right.
This is gonna fix us right here, man.
Verse 12. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean. So that means that if he don't bathe, he got to bathe on that 3rd day. He got to bathe. Yeah. Okay. At least once. Okay. So
this also proves that like these diseases and like these like all these pestilences going around the earth, like it don't come from us. You know what I'm saying? We've always been a clean and the holy people. Like the Lord taught us from the get-go how to prevent ourselves from getting these diseases and sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? It's these other nations who we choose to live amongst and like try to join with them, and now we getting the diseases and all the stuff that they got, trying to live the way they live. You know what I mean? Which just further proves why we need to just separate completely from them and we'll be good.
And they still, if I may, they still eating them bats over there in China. You know what I'm saying? All of these filthy foods. This is where these viruses is coming from. All of these viruses are airborne viruses, but they come from animals, other animals.
So it's like just to appear mighty, which means to stand. Call up next, saying priest and prophet. Brother, if you could present yourself, Baba Kashar.
Tabawan, Banya Hawda, Banya Sha'ala. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat.
Child needs to be seated. Pick back up at verse 13.
1913.
Okay.
Shalaki. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19 and verse 13. Cal, Hanagai, Bamath, Banapash, Ha'adam, Ashar, Yamawath, Wala'ah, Yatha, Yatha Kata'ah, Ath, Mashakun, Yahweh, Tama'ah, Wanakaratha, Hanapash, Hahawa'ah, Maya Sha'ala, Kaya, Maya, Nada, La'ah, Zarak, Al-Yuwa, Tama'ah, Yahaya, Iwada, Tama'athwa, Bawa. Verse 14. Za'ath, Hathawara, Adam, Kaya, Yamawath, Ba'ahol, Kal, Haba'ah, Al, Ha'ahol, Wakal Ashor, Ba'ahol, Yatama'ah, Shaba'ith, Yamayum. Verse 15. Wakol, Kalaya, Pathawak, Ashor, Ayun, Tazamayad, Pathayol, Al-Yuwa, Tama'ah, Hawa'ah. Verse 16. Wakol, Ashor, Yagai, Al-Panya, Hashadah, Bakalol, Korab, Awa, Bamath, Awa, Ba'itazum, Adam, Awa, Bakwabor, Yatama'ah, Shaba'ith, Yamayum. Verse 17. Walakwakwa, Latama'ah, Ma'ipor, Sharapath, Hakata'ath, Wanathun, Al-Yuwa, Mayum, Kayayum, Al, Kalaya. Verse 18. Walakwak, Azawab, Watabol, Ba Mayum, Ayash, Tahawor, Wahaza al Ha'ahol, Wa'al, Kal Hakolyum, Wa'al, Hanapash, Napashwath, Ashar, Hayawa, Shum, Iwal, Wa'al, Wa'al, Hanagai, Ba'itazum, Awa, Bakalol, Awa, Bamath, Awa, Bakwabor. Where did I start that verse? Most High Christ, the water, bro. Verse 19. Wahazah, Hatahor, Al, Hatama'ah, Bayawum, Ha, Shalayashia, Wabayawam, Hashabaya Yaaya, it's like a Hashab Yaaya, Wakata Awa, Bayawam, Hashab Yaaya, Wakabas, Bagadyawa, Warakataza, Bamayum, Watahar, Ba'irab. That's the end of verse 19 in the Hebrew. We go back up to verse 13, Numbers chapter 19 and verse 13 in the English. The book of Numbers chapter 19 and verse 13. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him. Verse 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water cleaning your body. Yeah.
It's like if I could, like this is why, I hate them, people. Just like people don't understand the Bible because they'll say, ignorant things like there's no science in the Bible. Like this is science right here. You know what I'm saying? Because once a person dies, their body start to decompose. You start to release all type of toxins and chemicals that can, harm you, that can kill you, which is the reason why you need to bathe yourself and clean yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the Lord knew that. That's why he broke it down to it. Just because it doesn't use all the technical terms that science use today, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean ain't no damn, science in the Bible. This is where it started.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They got all that knowledge to even be clean and wash their hands from us. If it wasn't for Israelites, you know what I'm saying, the so-called oppressor wouldn't even know to wash his damn hands with COVID-19.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
What he's saying is deep because, whenever a person dies, where do they put the body? In an ice box to keep that body from spreading any kind of germ. So we knew this way before there was an ice box. This is what the brother is bringing out.
You want on one? Come. Verse 14. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. Verse 15. And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean. Verse 16. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. Verse 17. And for an unclean person, they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereto in a vessel. Verse 18. And a clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the persons that were there, and upon him that touched a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave.
When I looked up the hyssop, I believe it's like a herb or like a bush that like was used for like purification, like kind of like how we use like like disinfectant spray and stuff in today's time. That's what we would use back then. You know what I mean, to disinfect stuff.
Yeah. Verse 19. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And on the 7th day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at even. That's the end of verse 19.
All right, so just up here, Amidium, we stand. Yanazar, if you could present yourself, Baba Kashar.
Yanazar, Banya Hawada, Banya Sha'ala. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Barakatah.
Shab, is you seated?
We start 20. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 19, verse 20. Why Ayash, Ashar, Yatama'ah, Wala'ah, Yatha Kata'ah, Wanakaratha, Hanapash, Hahawa'ah, Mathawaka or Mathawak. Is Waka? Okay. The Waka. Hakwaho, Kaya, Ath, Makodash, Yahweh, Tama'ah, Ayah, Nada, La'ah, Zarak, Aliyawa, Tama'ah, Hawa'ah. Verse 21. Wahaya, Waya, Salakia, Waya, Yatha, Lahum, Lakakwath, Iwalum, Wamaza, Maya, Hanada, Yakabas, Bagadyawa, Wahana Gai, Bamaya, Hanada, Yatama'ah, Aid, Ha'irab. Verse 22. Wakol, Ashar, Yagai, Bawa, Hatama'ah, Yatama'ah, Waha Napash, Hana Ga'aith, Fatama'ah, Aid, Ha'irab. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waya Ba'awa, Banya Yasha'ala, Kal, Ha'ida, Madabar, Tazun, Bakadash, Hara Ashawan, Waya Shab, Ha'aim, Bakadash, Wathamath, Sham, Mariam, Wathaquabar, Sham. Verse 2. Wala'ah, Haya, Mayam, La'ida, Waya Kwaholwa, Al, Masha, Wa'al, Aharon. Verse 3. Wayarab, Ha'aim, Aim, Masha, Waya Amarwa, La Amar, Walawa, Gawa Ainawa, Bagawai, Salakia, Bagawai, Akianawa, La Panya, Yahweh. Verse 4. Walama, Haba'athum, Ath, Kohol, Yahweh Al, Madabar, Hazah, Lamawath, Shum, Hanakanwa, Nakanwa, Salakia, Anakanwa, Waba, Ayaranwa. Go back. This is the book of Numbers chapter 19, where we started, 21, 20, verse 9, chapter 19, verse 20 in English. But the man that shall be unclean and shall not purify himself, that soul shall be cut off from among the congregation, because he hath defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. The water of separation hath not been sprinkled upon him. He is unclean. Verse 21, and it shall be a perpetual statute unto them, that he that sprinkleth the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until even. Verse 22, and whatsoever the unclean person touches shall be unclean, and the soul that touches it shall be unclean until even. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1 in English. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there. Verse 2, and there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Here we go again. They ain't learned yet. My goodness. This got to be us, right? Word up. Verse 4. Verse 3, Salakia. And the people chode with Moses and spake, saying, would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. Lord have mercy. Verse 4. And why we have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there. Verse 5. That was the last one.
All right, so just up here at Madium. This will be the last set of seven. So, brother, we could present this Baba Kashar.
Number one, Yahweh Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Bashim al Shabbat.
No, we're in verse 20 now. It's like chapter 20.
Chapter 20, verse 20.
Okay. The water. The book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 5 in the Hebrew. Walama ha'alya ha'alayafnawa mamatazarium lahabaya'a afnawa al hamakwam harai hazah la'a makwam zarai watha'ana wagapun wara warumwan wamayum ayun lasha thawath. Verse 6. Wayaba'a masha wa aharun mapunya hakwahol al pathak ahol mawa'ai wayapowa al panyahum wayara'a kabawad Yahweh Alahayim. Verse 7. Waya debar Yahweh al Mashah la Amar. Verse 8. Kwak ath hamata. It's like hamata. Wahakwahol ath ha'ida atha. Wa aharun akyaka. Wadabarthum al hasalai la ayunyahum Wanathun Mayum Sakya my yum yun. Wahawataza'ath. Lahum. My yum. Mon. Hasalai. Wahashak. Wahashakyatha. Ath. Ha'ida. Wa'ath. Ba'ayarum. Verse 9. Wayakwak Masha. Ath. Hamata. Malapanya Yahweh. Ka'ashar. Tazawawa. Verse 10. Wayakwaholwa. Masha wa Aharon. Ath. Hakwahol al Panya. Hasalai. Waya Amor Lahum. Shamaiwa. Na'ah. Hamarium. Haman. Hasalai. Hazah. Nawataza Ya'ah. Lachum. It's like Lachum. Mayum. Verse 11. Wayarum. Masha. Ath. Yadwa. Wayaka. Ath. Hasalai. Bamatawa. Pa'imium. Wayatazawa. Mayum. Rabayum. Wathashath. Ha'ida. Wabayarum. Let's stop at 12. Okay. Verse 12. Waya Amor Yahweh al Mashah. Wa al Aharon. Ya'ain. La'ah. Ha'amanathum. Baya. Laha Kwadayashnaya. Let me slack if I may just look at the root word and see. Khan. Laha Kwadayashnaya. La Ayunya. Banya Yasha'ala. Lakun. La'ah. Tabaya'awa. Ath. Hakwahol. Hazah. Al Ha'arataza. Ashar. Nathathia. Lahum. That's the end of verse 12 in the Hebrew. Like the 5, right? I think I was supposed to have 11. Salakia. My bad. Okay. The book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 5. And wherefore have ye made us to come out of Egypt, to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seeds, or of figs, or of vines, or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink.
Different situation. I mean, this Israel being Israel, man. Just when we go through trials and tribulation, man, time get tough. We be ready to, come at each other's necks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is how it is in the ghetto.
Yeah,
come with customers.
You can see this, man. Like we was brought out of Egypt into this land. I'm saying with no figs and vines, but we won't oppress though, man. Like that's how
right.
And they said it's wicked. Like
right.
we didn't have nobody ruling over us, but we want to be slaves, man. Just
That's
like
right.
America right
Damn
now,
right.
man. Like we don't have the oppressor. Like we sick. If master's sick, we sick.
Right. Come. Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 8, take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. Verse slides.
Look, right here, man, like looking back at this, the Lord set us free from Egypt, man. He made a way that we could escape our oppressor. Now we looking at, look where you got us at, Lord. Look at this. Like, I'd rather be out in the wilderness than somebody breathing down my back saying, "Hey, get this, do this, do this," shooting you in the streets, man. Like that's we destroyed, man. That's it. That make you see that this is us, man.
Come. Verse 9, and Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. Verse 20, and Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Verse 11, and Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. That's the end of verse 11 in the English.
You understand, man? Look, Moses did miracles through the Most High, man. And our people still was hard-headed, rebellious, like didn't want to listen, wanted to go back to Egypt. We were slaves in Egypt, man. What the scripture say? Is Israel
Homeborn slave.
is a homeborn slave, man. This is all, it's all tied into one, man. Showing you today, man, is Israel a homeborn slave? The Israelite school of UPK under Commander General Yohana is trying to bring us out of this hellhole that we call America, man. But we won't accept it, man. We love our oppressor, man. That's all I gotta say.
That was the last set of 7, right? So just up here, a mighty, Mr. Stan.
La Yasha Allah.
La Yasha Allah.
Men of Israel, gird thyself, fellas, salute the Torah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shak Rakiyah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shak Rakiyah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shak Rakiyah.
Medium, which means a stand. Wapan Yakwadum, which means rise and face these. Oh. Start out with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, the Thunder Nawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabi'ai Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abo, Abishai Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, Lawalunium, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it.
Pray for the power. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Baba Kashah.
Babu Shah,
Latunda Nawa.
Thunder now,
Hakak.
Aka,
Hakak.
Aka,
Larapa'a.
Rapa'a,
Kal Makala.
Kamanakla,
Wakal Madawa.
Kamanawa,
Hakak.
Aka,
Latahar.
Latahar,
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarai,
Hakak.
Aka,
Lahakwim.
Lahaku,
Hamatyam.
Amati,
Hakak.
Aka,
Al-Wakarawa.
Arakawa,
Hatama Allah.
Tamala,
Lagarashan.
Garishun,
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah.
Shimya,
Tawara Aman.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
please give us the power,
Give us the
the
power.
power to heal
Power to heal.
all manner of sickness
All men of
and all manner of disease,
and all men of
the
disease.
power to cleanse the lepers,
Power to cleanse the
the
leper.
power to raise the dead,
Power to raise the
the
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
We
spirits.
cast them out
Cast them out.
in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
Pray for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Miyaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Matazab Yah.
Tazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawab Yahana.
Ha Alawapyam.
Alawab.
Ha Saranyam.
Asaranyam.
Ha Kotazayanyam.
Kodazayoyim.
Ha Koyayoyam.
Akoyoyoyim.
Wa Agwatyam.
Wawabiyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah.
Ashim Yahshah.
Tawara Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha. Ayanya. Al Haharyam. Ma'ayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Isaiah. Ma'aim. Yahweh. Aisha. Shamayam. Wa'arataza. Ayathan. Lamawat. Wagolka. Ayanawam. Shamoraka. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Sharamor. Yasha'Allah. Yahweh. Shamoraka. Yahweh. Tazoraka. Al-Yad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashamash. La'a. Yakaka. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamaraka. Makal Rai. Yashamar. Atnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'aka. Wabawa'aka. Mayata. Wa'ayid Abalam.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yashala shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al Damayalaka. Al Takarash. Wa Al Tashakwat. Al Kayahana. Iwabyaka. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al Aimaka. Yarayamwa. Sawada. Wayatha. Ya'aitazawa. Al Tazapawanyaka. Amorawa. Lakawa. Wanakakidam. Magalia. Wala'a. Yazakar. Shamya Sha'ala. Iwada. Kaya. Nawa'aitazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Garya. Yakaratwa. Aholia. Arawam. Wayashamai. Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagorium. Gabor. Wayamawan. Wayamalak. Palashah. Am Yashabia. Tazawar. Gam Ashawar. Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayabian, Panakol, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazol, Manai, Cal, Nasayakamwa, Ashur, Amorwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanyarabaka, Kaash, Tabayaira, Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Taradapma, Basairaka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Malaa, Panyam, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Baholwa, Adyai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Dayawa, Kaya, Atha, Shimka, Yahawa, Labadika, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, our enemies, Salaki, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yashala may be in no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also has joined with them. And they have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They have become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a ram, and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes, as Abah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of our Yahweh,
The house of Yahweh
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my power,
Oh my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stumble before the wind,
As the summer before
as the
wind.
fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burns the wood.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on
And
fire.
as the flame set the mountains
So
on fire.
persecute them,
So persecute them.
persecute them
With
with thy
thy
tempest,
tempest.
and make them afraid,
Make them afraid.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid.
with thy
With
storms.
thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may see
they may see
thy name,
thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be
Let
confounded
them be confounded.
and troubled forever.
trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to
Let
shame
them be put to shame.
and perish,
perish.
that men may know,
That men may know.
that men may know
men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
are the Most
are
High
the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth. Sir, make the turn. Men of Israel, give one encouraging salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Smith.